Huzzah! There we go. Okay. It has been a day, guys. It's Friday. Things have been stupid. No, my computer decided to crash Windows. And then XSplit, what I used to record, decided to reboot, and it's a Friday. My computer's sick of me. It's ready for me to leave it alone for a weekend. I hope everybody's doing awesome. I was going to be fancy smancy and, stream the cards, but again, it restarted and then the pictures looked like crap, so I'm not going to do that. And I don't even have my tea today because I lost the other tea bag I brought with me. So it's floating around somewhere, sadly. Let's make sure I'm streaming too. Let's make sure it's in the right spot. Because otherwise this is going to be a problem. Come on, Facebook. Hope you guys are having an awesome Friday. Hope you're excited for this workshop. We're going to be going over everything about shadow work this week. Let's mute this so we don't hear an echo. Open. Let's see. Hi, Christina. You can get ready. Looking forward to your workshop as well today. Oh, it's the month of workshops. Okay, so I'm going to assume it's working because I'm on Facebook. So today we're going to go over, is shadow work hard? Because that's a common complaint that I see, is shadow work is way too hard. And there's a couple reasons for this, and I'll explain a little bit why. So we really are our own worst critics. Like, there was one thing, I remember this photo that was going around where this chick took a picture of her legs from how she saw them, and they were, thick, and she was like, I'm fat. And then someone took a picture from right above her head and how much slimmer everything looked. It's all a matter of perspective. And usually our personal perspective of ourselves is shit. We hate ourselves. We judge ourselves the worst out of everybody. And the problem with that is we either are one, too hard on ourselves and don't get anything constructive done, or we turn around and, because we know that we're too harsh on ourselves, we ignore what we say. And we just put that filter up and ignore anything else about it. But at the same time, other people's words hurt. And when we choose to hide the negative things that we feel about ourselves like that, we're essentially trying to appear perfect to everybody else. And there's no such thing as perfection. There's no such thing as, living in a perfect world, especially right now. No matter where you are in the world, there seems to be something bad going on. There's no such thing as perfect. And us as individuals, we're not perfect either. And just as there's a negative and a positive to everything and a good and bad balance, it's the same thing dealing with ourselves. And as tarot readers, we see this all the time, especially if you do readings for other people. We have a habit of seeing the nasty side of people because, tarot readers are a little bit like therapists. And we get everybody's problems, and we really see the darker part of humanity. And it's easy for us to judge somebody else because it's like, well, we're not them, so we have the right. But when it comes to judging ourselves, that's the hard part for some people. Hello, Chantal. Welcome. Thank you for saying hi. So, that's what shadow work basically is. It's us taking a third perspective because we're tarot readers. We're going to look at the cards, see our life from a third eye, kind of like godlike view, and we have the power to switch things around and move things around. Hello, Iloned. Hi. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for coming despite the time difference. But when it comes to shadow work, this is the awesome part, because then we're able to see all those negative, true negative aspects about ourselves, not what we think is wrong with ourselves, but what is actually energetically wrong with ourselves, and we're able to figure out the steps to fix it. So, the hardest part of this, because a lot of people think tarot, shadow work in general is too scary. Because they're like, oh god, the cards are going to say that I'm a horrible human being, and that's going to really depress me, and I'm going to be really triggered, and I'm not going to like myself after that. And totally understand where you're coming from. Because shadow work, especially if you've never done it before, can be a real eye-opener to who you really are. And I think it's really important to start off teaching tarot, because I know some people are having questions about tarot in general, some want to learn intuitively. How can you learn something, a practice, a type of divination that is eye-opening for other people, where you help people with their lives and counsel them, or even just for yourself? How can you really counsel yourself if you aren't willing to dig out all the nasty little things in your closet, you know? So, here's an example of this. I mean, I've kind of already dipped into it. Have you ever talked badly about somebody else? Or spread a rumor? Or you're frustrated and you need to vent about how crappy your boss is at work, and you've done it to a friend. At some point in the conversation, you're going to be a little bit negative about your boss, right? So, that's a type of shadow work. We're judging somebody else. We're not seeing things from their perspective, we're seeing things from a critical perspective. And we are either incredibly, overly upset about it, we go way too much into the negative, or we try to still be nice about it, but it's still a critical point of view. Shadow work is very similar. In that case, you're your deck. Your true personality comes out when you're judging somebody else. And your deck has their own personality on how they're going to tell you that there's something wrong with you. Now, we discovered when I unboxed the Halloween Oracle, it gives no fucks. It doesn't care about my feelings, which is awesome. And there are some decks that are like that. If you have a very kind, very loving deck with lots of cups and water, it's gonna be a little iffy trying to give you a shadow work reading, because it loves you. And it doesn't want to hurt your feelings, it wants you to grow. But shadow work helps you grow so much. And even if it is a little bit scary, well, discovering more like the deeper, darker parts of yourself can be a little bit scary, it's still going to be really refreshing. And this is the perfect time of year to do it, because we're getting close to, as the nights grow shorter, whether you're in the northern or southern hemisphere, you start getting close to Beltane, to Samhain if you're up here in the northern hemisphere. As the nights get shorter, the veil gets thinner, and it's the perfect time of year for us to do a tarot reading like this. And for the actual workshop, we're going to get together and actually do a reading. And it's going to be awesome. I'm going to send the PDF out a little bit early so everybody can do the reading together. So, and it's going to be fun. But we're going to take a look really quick, because the ultimate goal... Hello, Melinda. Christina says, yes, usually very passive-aggressive behavior rather than dealing with the conflict head-on. Exactly. Especially if you're talking to yourself. There's a difference between sitting on the floor to your friends where you're like, I'm a horrible person, I don't deserve to be with anybody, my hair looks like shit, there's makeup running down my face, I stubbed my toe this morning on a Lego, and I don't deserve to exist anymore. There's a difference between that and picking apart your personality. And you're like, okay, I have a habit of being very slow moving if I don't have stability. That's me. I have a habit, if I don't want to do something, it takes me a second to do it. If my heart is in something, I'll do it in 5 minutes, and it'll be fantastic quality. But picking apart my personality, I need to learn to adapt to things that I don't like math. College was hard for that. I had to retake math 5 times because of that. Melinda says that's me too. Exactly. Iluned says, I'm looking forward to the workshop. I'm glad. I'm looking forward to it too. Because it's good to clean out that closet, because what we really want, for example, is the Ten of Pentacles. Pentacles, my favorite suit. I would love to have this, you know. I get to be with hubby in the background. We have a fantastic house. I probably have a cauldron and herbs, and the world smells of candles. And I have a chaise lounge somewhere and I get to read books all day. I'd love this. And somebody else is watching my kids. Somebody that I trust and I love. I'd love this. But to get there, I gotta have a Tower moment. Something needs to happen. Where I'm living now, what I'm doing now needs a drastic change. And that's a hard part for some people. They want the white picket fence and 3 to 4 rounds of sex a day with their partner and a million kids and, you know, velvet curtains with a love seat and, you know, a window seat. They want it all. They want the happiness, but they want to be themselves there. And sometimes you need to tweak yourself. You need to tweak your attitude, your personality in order to get to that point. And that's why first you clear out the closet of all the negative things, all the things that we're going to come up with shadow work. We're going to figure out how to change it and how to readjust your attitude. What is blocking me from my goal? How can I bust it in the face or move around it? And then your goal. So I'm also going to take a look, because a lot of the times our fear, our trepidation keeps us from doing things. Not only is it like, I don't want to do shadow work, but in general, it makes you more reserved and less honest with yourself. Whereas the cards don't lie. This is probably the most honest form of divination I've ever been with. Because, just to give a comparison, normally I don't do pregnancy readings. I don't like pregnancy readings. If I want to see if I'm pregnant, I'm going to take a test. But, at one point, I was silly, and I decided to ask my pendulum, am I pregnant? And it didn't move, which in my pendulum's mind means, I don't know what you're asking me. So I had to get so specific with what it was. Like, am I currently growing an embryo inside of my uterus at this exact moment? Not some point in the past, at this exact moment. And it was like, no. Okay. Because if I asked just, have I had an egg in my uterus that was growing into a baby, it was going to say yes, because I have my daughter. Tarot, it doesn't just give me a yes, no, maybe answer. It gives me, this is the energy of the situation. Would I recommend that you do this? Probably not, because X, Y, and Z, this is going to happen. But this is what's going on right now. And it gives you such a bigger basis. It gives you so much more information. And it's awesome for shadow work. Not saying you can't use a pendulum for shadow work. You can. You could probably make a pendulum board for it. If you have a very finicky pendulum like I do, then I probably wouldn't recommend it. But you see how it can be a little odd to do shadow work in this kind of way. So let's take a look at some of the shadow cards that might come up for me, because I'm going to be doing, you know, the spread along with you for the workshop. So first of all, Ghost. Okay? Gorgeous card. Love it. And if you think about it in this way, we all hang on to things from our past. They're what makes us who we are. Oop, there's a comment. Sorry. Melinda said, that's me too. Did that tweaking today and felt amazing. Yep, mine's like that too, my pendulum. Yeah, pendulums, you have to be ridiculously specific. And where the tarot, if you're too specific, you really close, you know, the timeline down. If you ask a pendulum, will I meet my true love after dropping a $50 coin and a red balloon passes by me, it'll give you a yes or no answer. But tarot, it's like, I don't know what to tell you. It's a little too intense. But we all carry things from our past with us. That's what makes us who we are. How that makes me a mother, how that makes me a tarot reader, how that makes me a magical practitioner, a wife, a friend. I carry experiences from my past. Just like a ghost, when they die, is going to carry their experiences with them. That's why sometimes they don't move on, and they don't, pass over into the new life, or they don't reincarnate, or whatever you want to believe. We can become ghosts of ourselves by clinging too much onto the past. It makes perfect sense. If you, like I was saying with the Three of Swords, I can walk around with 3 swords in my chest because I've been hurt a million times over. I can do that for the rest of my life, and it will never heal properly until I look down, acknowledge, oh, I have 3 swords in my chest. I've been hurt. I'm grieving over something, and start taking them out. Do I start to heal? Ghost works very similar. Hello, Krista. Welcome to the live stream. Thanks for coming. So, it makes sense. If you are a ghost of your former self because you're walking around with all these burdens, you have so much you're trying to keep from the world and from yourself, are you really going to be able to enjoy happiness? I tell this to people all the time, that especially when they get the 3 of Swords, you can want a soulmate all you want. You can want the cuddles and the laughing and the water fights and making dinner together. You can want it all with that one special person. But if you're carrying around baggage from a previous relationship that makes you not trust people, that makes you hate yourself, how can a soulmate ever truly love you completely when you don't love yourself? When you don't feel you're worthy of that person, Shadow work. Figure out what that pain point is, pull it out, and stop being a ghost of your former self. Another thing, which I thought was awesome, the skeleton. Okay, so in one light, skeletons are very scary. It's a thing that's dead, that used to be alive, that depending on what you play, like Skyrim, or watch a movie, where the dead are rising, the skeletons can reanimate. And there's something terrifying about the past coming back to haunt you. There's something terrifying about reliving your trauma if you've been through anything traumatic and having it happen again. And you're like, oh my god, I feel so out of control because it's happening again. And the thing about a skeleton, though, is it's really vulnerable. We all, no matter how tough we are, how powerful we are, and how great we are at tarot readings, we still have our vulnerabilities. We still have our issues. Melinda says some cultures are very protective. Yes, ghosts and skeletons, depending on the culture, yeah. It can be very protective. Because it's true. The bones in our body protect our weaknesses, our vital organs. But if we go in through those holes in our skeleton, that's how we die. Like, if you take a palm up in the nose, and the cartilage right here goes up, there's a bone that'll stab you in the brain, and then you're dead. There's a hole for your eye socket. You can be blind or die if someone jabs you in the eye. But our ribs protect our heart, one of our most vulnerable things. The key, though, is knowing, yes, in that vulnerability, there is strength. The things that have made you weak in the past are making you strong in the present. And they're making you, vigorous and, really yourself. Because bones can hold up for years. That's how strong they are. Our teeth are the strongest bones in our body because we use them on a constant basis, especially to eat. Yes, a bone can break. Our world can come crumbling down if the structure we've built for ourselves is hit in the right spot. But it can be mended. Bones can heal. Your personal structures, the life you've built yourself, can heal even when there's issues that happen. If a tower is crumbling and you leap from the wreckage, you know, for Taro, your own personal tower, if you leap from the wreckage and you're sitting there and you're the star and you're trying to clean all this gunk off of you, you are still strong in yourself, kind of thing. And I really want that to come out for this reading, because we are all strong. Men and women. We have a couple guys in this group now, but we are all strong as ourselves. You all have strong personalities. We're all beautiful and unique in our own ways, and we're all powerful in our specific areas as tarot readers, as magic workers, whatever you are. The key, though, is finding your weakness and fixing it. Patch up the hole. Scoop out the decay and fix it. Because, just all the metaphors, but here's another one for you. If you want to make a stockpile for winter, because it's true, we're getting ready for winter, in olden times, you would literally stock up on jams and jars, and you would salt meat. You're preparing your food for the winter because you can't grow anything. What good is there for adding all this stuff to your personal cellar? Adding all these tools, learning all these tips for tarot reading, getting all these decks and building a huge collection, you know, meditating 1,000,000 hours, getting all these candles, getting all these tools, but not having anywhere to put them because you have things rotting in your basement. You have things sitting there that are useless and that just remind you of what you used to be. It doesn't make any logical sense. And what if you don't recognize those rotted things anymore? Then you're like, do I really need to keep this? I honestly don't know. I can't recognize it. So that's where the cards will come into play. We'll figure out, what is your baggage? What is rotting for you? Do you honestly need it anymore? Probably not if it's sitting there not doing anything. And we're going to sweep it away. Together. And that's another reason I made this a workshop. Because doing this stuff alone can be really scary for people who have never done shadow work before. If you do it all together, as a group, then it's like there's someone else there living that pain too. You know? That's why I'm like, bring the Kleenexes. Because we're going to share, we're going to get personal, and it's going to be a really kind of group building thing. We're going to clear out all of our cellars, all our closets, and we're going to become awesome tarot readers together. Alright, thank you for letting me go on my tangent. All my metaphors. Does anybody have any questions for the group? Remember, just as another reminder while I get this link in here. Nope, Shadow Workshop sign up. For this workshop, this is how it's going to go again. Shadow Workshop. Make sure I did this right. Nope. This is how it's going to go. Everybody has to both sign up for the list that I just popped in. Damn it. Coming back. Coming back. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. All of you watching the recording are actually watching the good part. Sorry! Oh, this computer, it's driving me nuts. So, like I was saying, all of you who are going to be coming to the workshop, you need to go ahead and sign up first. Okay? You're all in the group already. It's awesome. You're in the group. That's the first step. Make sure you go to the event on the side, little event section, and you hit going so you get the notification when it starts, okay? The live stream will be about 1-2 hours. I'm expecting more like 2 hours. In the group, I'm going to send those that are in the list the link for the PDF first. And if you don't join the list, you're not going to get the PDF, okay? At all. Okay, so you need to sign up for the list as well, because then, after it's over, you're going to get that weekend, that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, to watch the replay if you're not on the list. If you're on the list, you're going to get a link, and you'll have it forever. But after that Sunday, I'm deleting it from the group, from everywhere. You will not be able to see it unless you're on the list, and then you'll have that link forever. Now, this is November 3rd. Yay, Melinda did the sign up. It's November 3rd at noon Mountain Standard Time, which is 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Chantal. And that's 11 a.m. Pacific. Okay? So make sure that you're on the list. And if you can't be there live, it's fine. If you sign up on the list, you'll get the replay, and you'll always have the link. Okay? It won't be on the Facebook group anymore, but you'll get the link. Yeah, and it'll be hidden link, so no sharing with other people. If you sign up for the Start Reading Tarot Intuitively course, you will get all workshops that I do. Because we have this workshop, we have another one coming up in December, and we have a series we're going to do before January. You're going to get all of that, even if you don't sign up for the individual lists. The course is $97 right now. I'm not planning on increasing it quite yet, just because it's still new. What you get for that course, it's a 9-week course, just because I believe if you really want to blaze through it, you can get it all done in 9 weeks. And that is going through interviewing your deck, scary cards of tarot, how to drive away your self-doubt, lots of worksheets. If you're familiar with my shops on Etsy, I have lots of tarot spread inserts and correspondences and things to make your own tarot journal. You get all that for free. You also get my beginner's guide to reading tarot for free as well. You get a bunch of crap in the course, and you get my 100% support. So that's just the course. But for the workshop, just make sure, please, that you're on the list. Because you're going to get all kinds of updates on what's going on. You're going to get my videos that I've already posted about shadow work. And you're going to get the PDF, which is actually a pretty big PDF now. It's got the spread, it's got some stuff about different scary cards in tarot, and it's got links to all my videos. It's got a bunch of stuff. You're going to get that for about a half hour before the workshop starts. Okay? And the sign up will close the day, an hour beforehand. So no people coming in late to get it. I just want to make sure everybody who actually comes and attends or watches the replay and signs up for the list gets the freebie. Okay? So, do you guys have any questions about the shadow work workshop so far? We're going to keep talking about this throughout the month. Let's see. We're going to go over... Yeah, we're going to go over seeing things from the other person's perspective, scary cards, and different archetypes for shadow work just to start. But we're going to do a bunch in the workshop. So, how long is it? It should be at least an hour. I put out the space for 2 hours just in case it takes that long. I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes, see how many people show up, because I plan on having you guys share your spreads and what's coming up for you. So, awesome question, Chantal. Awesome questions. And sorry again that the live stream ended. messing up. Okay, great. If you have any other questions, guys, feel free to let me know. Post in the group. I am happy to have people post and ask questions, because chances are someone else has the question. And let me fix that link. That link for the Shadow Workshop for some reason isn't working. There's an extra W in there, that's why. It's Shadow Workshop. Let's fix that. You didn't get the time. It's okay. It is noon Mountain Standard Time where I'm at. If you're East Coast, that's 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. If you're West Coast, that's 11 a.m. I'm from Mauritius. I don't know where that is. Let's take a look. I love learning about new places. Let's see what the time zone would be for you. Come on. East Africa, that's cool. Okay, so time zone. Mountain Standard Time. Mauritius time zone to Mountain Standard Time. Let's see. So, Mountain Time, if it is... I'm sorry if anybody is commenting. I can't see them in a new tab. It's loading. It says right now over there it's 10:36 p.m. So it starts about now, Chantal. It starts at noon my time, so that would be 10 p.m. your time. And because it's such a time difference, I know we have Karen, a wonderful lady from Australia. She's on a similar time difference, maybe a little bit later. So if you have to watch the replay, just make sure you sign up for the list, and you'll get a link with the replay. Yes, exactly 10:30. Cool. So it'll show up 10 o'clock p.m. for you. So if you want to stay up late with us, cool. You know it'll be a perfect time, because nighttime and doing tarot readings is awesome. You're very welcome. But if not, feel free to do the replay, post your spread, your findings. I'm happy for that. Okay? Awesome. So I will see everybody later then. I will fix that link. That link that I have pinned right now doesn't work, but I will fix that in a couple seconds so it will actually take you to the sign up page. Okay? Well, I love you guys. You guys are awesome. I hope you have an awesome rest of your week, and I will see you soon in the group. How do you find the link to sign? It's going to be here, Chantal, in the actual list. I'm going to pin it to the top of the thread here. I'm also going to put it in the previous video, so you have it. You have it in both